about a restaurant. These are horrid pictures, which is like horrible that I have them on there. But it was really fun because I told the restaurant, and I wish these were better, but I told the restaurant like, oh yeah, I'm going to blog about this, and they're like, oh, tell us when, we want to be able to see it. So anytime you're featuring, make sure you send them an email that says, I just wanted to let you know I was so impressed that I featured it on mine, because there's a good chance if they have a business Facebook page, they're going to share that, and that's going to be good for you. So, okay, so then we have a wall art post. Yeah.
You have that up there. It says posted in. You went back up and it says.
Oh, in the category.
A wall art symmetry posted in decorating with photography.
You put that in your category.
So that's your category.
In your back, does that help?
Oh, right. I do have that.
Yeah.
Children.
Okay, so it can help with
okay.
indexing.
Good.
Because in your, so you have a short URL and then you have your long one that it has. So in my long one, it's going to be Leah Remillet Photography / decorating with photography / wall art symmetry. So in that big long URL, any of that is going to be indexed for me. But what I'm really using it for is that in the categories, people can find the category they actually want to read, right? So they're like, oh, I want to see more ideas for decorating with photography. So they can go that and see all my posts. So that's my real reason for using it. But yes, for indexing, it can be helpful too. But I wouldn't put like, I wouldn't want my category to be like Portland, Oregon family photography, because a prospect would come and be like, really? Okay. And so it's just families. Okay, so there's so back to our ideas. Okay, so let's brainstorm. What other ones could we use that could be, like, I want you to think through and actually come up with, okay, if I'm going to blog 3 times a week, then I know I shoot once a week, so we already know that one blog post a week is your session. Okay, so Wednesday is always your session, let's say. So now we still got to fill Monday and Friday. So I want you to just start brainstorming up and thinking of what you could make them so that you can actually start having your plan. So, like, and you can decide, I mean, Foodie Friday, for me to do it every single Friday is a little bit hard because it means I have to have made and taken a picture of something every single week, right? So it's a little bit harder. So alternating it where you have, like that week 1, week 2, week 3, and make it a little bit easier for yourself.
So blog once, but blog on different days. Or no, you say do it every Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah, so blogging as frequently as possible is going to help. And if 3 days a week, if you're like, there is no way in heck I can do that, then don't worry about it. Like I used to blog 5 days a week for Gopher Pro and 3 days a week for Leah Remillet.
Did you want to shoot your foot?
Yes. And so I finally brought Leah Remillet down, or I finally brought Gopher Pro down to 3 and then Leah Remillet down to inconsistent. And, which was not good, but I mean, that's just the honest truth, is that there just wasn't enough time. So you have to find, like, don't set your expectations so high that you're like, I know I'm not going to follow through on this, but I need to, so I'm going to say I will. If you can only blog once a week, at least no matter what, without question, you have to blog once a week. Have to. But if you can get yourself to do 2 and you do Tuesday, Thursday, perfect, do Tuesday, Thursday. If you can commit to 3, then do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But no matter what, try to make sure you have one new thing every single week. And don't worry about the text so much. The honest truth is they don't really come to hear what we have to say.
I don't read it. I'm a photographer, and honestly, some of our photographers in Thread, I know they're writing the most beautiful story, but we're doing a blog call, and I'm looking at 12 different things, and I just want to look at your images. I just love their images, so I'm just like, I'm sorry,
she's a skimmer, people.
I'm a skimmer.
We all know she's a skimmer.
I read what the point is of the blog, like in the first little bit that they put, and I'm like, okay, that's what was going down with this, and then I look at the images.
Okay, but let's look at this from a analytical point of view. But there are some times where you read that first paragraph and you got drawn in and you read more, and that's why that first paragraph is so much, because we all do that. All of us are limited on time, and we have a whole lot of blogs and people we like to follow and be inspired by. So we read that first paragraph, and if it captures us, it's something we've been wanting to know about, then we read more. And if it doesn't, then we move on and scroll through. So that's why in that template, that's why that paragraph 1, bringing them in, is so important to get them to write the rest. But take the load off and don't worry about having to write stories anymore. I mean, you have to write a story. I mean, novel. Like, bring it down to 500 words or less. Make it short. Let it be simple and short. Sometimes we have a lot to say, and that's great. But for the most part, let those be the exception, and let most of your posts be mainly just pictures and just a little bit of text. But you do want to try to bring those keywords into your opening paragraph, while also keeping it drawing people in.
Sometimes
That'd
it's
be a little bit tricky.
Sometimes it's been like literally 3 or 4 sentences, just like my friend Natalie and I will go on our photog dates, and we'll go out and just shoot locations, and we'll take photos of each other. So I'll do a little post and put like, photography date or something to kind of draw people in, but then I'll just tell, we got together and we did this, and really it's just sharing, because I want to share the images of her too, but I'll talk about that's something personal I did, so it's letting kind of my clients know, and other photographers who follow my blog, that I'm doing this, but I also do have a personal life, and I'm going behind the scenes, and I'm trying to find new things for you, and so it's sometimes it's just like that much, but there's this many
And that
images.
personal life is so important, because that's that know, like, trust factor. Once they know you and they like you and they trust you, then they spend money. Okay, so does anybody have any other ideas for what your blog post could be?
I do one, not too consistently lately. It's Mama Mondays, and so a lot of my clients are moms, clearly.
Oh, I like that.
Mom on Monday?
So I either Mama Mondays. So I either
great.
feature like a product or a local community event or a place to go with your kids that's open. But one thing I have to keep in mind is it's almost mom stuff's almost kind of political as far as like views on how you raise your kids and what you're doing.
Right,
so
what you might be.
like I know that like I wouldn't be like, here's Baby Wise, schedule your kids and you'll do great. I wouldn't ever go that extreme, but if there's a universal product like, these swaddle blankets
Like I
were
just started
awesome.
using like the Honest company that Jessica Alba does.
Yeah.
Like that would be good, like to feature some of this stuff.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Another great thing is to feature different Etsy shops.
Mm-hmm.
So within Etsy, you can do a search for your area. So instead of searching a topic, search your town, find local people, and if you find someone that's really cool, be like, I want to feature I love what you're doing, I want to feature it. And you can even say, I want to feature it in a session, I'm just going to use it for the day and I'll give it back to you. Like, you don't even, that way they're not like, oh, you just want stuff.
Oh,
And then you're featuring it,
It's just so
you get to use it in a shoot and make something cool that's fun to blog about, and hopefully they're going to pass that on and share it, that they've been featured, and you can, and it doesn't have to be local. Start local, because that's an easy one, but then, I've had people send stuff from all over the country and even in other countries for me to get to use them for blog posts and stuff like that.
Question. We were Amanda and I were talking this morning about blogging and just I have a company in town that we're looking at trying just to work together. Could you do like an interview where they send you the questions and it like puts you on your blog?
Oh, for sure.
Did you
So do you mean yes?
Oh, absolutely. Weddings are good for that.
I do that all the time. Like I'll say,
They kind of
here's 5
create the
questions. They create the
climate?
questions, and then I take some images and of their shop or whatever, and or of or from their blog or from whatever, and add it. Definitely. Another one is obviously what to wear. Like we've all seen that one, but what to wear Wednesdays, and you can change it around. Like it doesn't always have to be clothes. You can have one. Annabelle and I were talking about what to wear accessories, and like teaching them how to do that, what to wear makeup ones, what to wear. If you have a makeup artist, get them to do a guest post for you on makeup tips and stuff, how to prepare for your photo session.
I think I'm gonna do either Makeover Monday or Makeup Mondays.
another
Favorite
mom. I've got a mom
Fridays,
that's
like
fabulous
favorite.
And favorite is
on
fun
her
because you can have
daughters.
some
Oh,
freebie
yeah.
guys.
I could
It
do
can
like-
be anything you
that'd
feel
be
like,
good.
whatever random tangent you're on.
Yeah,
For,
favorite food.
for me, it was sea salt caramel ice cream one time. I was like, everyone needs to know about this. This is amazing. And so yeah, I'll totally like whatever randomness. Another one was Chevron. Shocking, right? There's a whole
Well,
post.
it's like Makeover
There's a
Monday.
few actually dedicated to Chevron. I think.
Makeover Monday does not have to be specifically, it's kind of a surprise because makeovers can,
Are these
yes,
yours?
be you, but she could do like something in her house.
Oh yeah.
She made over a wall or
DIYs
something.
are huge.
People love that. People
Huge.
even reference that.
So and
Let
another
Pinterest
thing
the
is,
crap out of it. Let's see.
do a few freebies. Okay, so we all have Photoshop. You can design something out. My #1 hit up post above anything else is a chore chart that I made, that's a free printable, and I get pingbacks on that one. I wonder what I would have.
Is it under
under.
freebies or something?
Do I have a freebie one? Oh, printables.
Look at you.
Okay, so here's a couple, there's probably only 2. I should really add a new one. So, like around Easter time, I was getting tons of pingbacks all of a sudden because all these people had found it on Pinterest, because people are searching for their content too. So they're searching on Pinterest for something, they find this, and then they go blog about it, and then link back to me for people to go download it.
Did you make those Easter cards?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep.
That's
So, and the chore chart, same thing. This chore chart gets pinged back all the time.
I need that short term.
I'm just gonna say, what's that?
I'm gonna create
I
my
haven't
own
seen that
NWP
yet.
version of that short chart.
I've been wanting to make one for the house because Derek needs it.
Yeah, no,
Jared.
okay. Now here's the one thing that you could do, and you have to decide if you want to do it or not. You can make it so that in order for them to get the chore chart, they have to opt into your email, which is awesome because then you're building your list huge, right? Like for Gopher Pro, if I'm going to give a freebie, I want them to opt in first. My thing with the chore chart, and I should probably switch it over, is that I was like, but no one actually lives here. Like they're printing it from all over, and they're not really like a potential client, and so they can just download it. But you can decide if you want to be able to capture those emails, so that, and then you can even segregate your email list so that they have to. And this is a few more steps for them to add, but they have to add what state they're in. And then that way when you're sending out your newsletters, you can send out to only the people in your state most of the time, and then maybe once a month send out to everybody. Something like that. Okay, so let's jump back to Keynote. Okay, so yeah, so create a couple of printables and pin them yourself and then let them start spreading, because that has been really helpful with bringing in more clicks.